Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Hi.
goodness.
Hi, everybody. I'm gonna cry. You're all being too nice. Thank you, Grim. I appreciate it. Thank you all for the support. Literally. You guys are drowning me in affection, and I don't know how to take it.
With an open wallet, hopefully.
With it. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna sob. I'm gonna literally cry. You guys are all so nice. It's too nice. I don't deserve. Okay, I saw redeems coming in for things, and it makes me chuckle. Um, it is a great community, Raz. It is so good. It is so good. One for me too, for a pretty badge. Yes, Korg. Must collect all the pretties. Myriad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Doing pretty good. We're gonna talk Resident Evil. Very exciting.
I'm so pumped. I did cheat a little bit. I was looking at the rule book a little.
Oh.
I know.
Is this where I say I was also cheating a little bit and looking at it as well?
Yeah. That's good. It's perfect. That's fantastic.
They're saying your audio is a little low, but mine's good.
Okay. Let's see. I dampened it a bit because of last time. It was like picking up all the things. But let me edit the filter and bring myself back up. How does that sound? Is that slightly better?
Sound louder on my end, so.
Yay!
Yes. Yippee!
Fantastic. Oh my gosh. I forgot my dad joke notebook. I literally wrote down like 20 dad jokes because I was like, I'm not going to remember all of these off the top of my head. I did see someone redeem it. Oh, and the stretch. Gotta stretch.
Good stretch. Big stretch.
Gotta lock in for some Resident Evil.
Yeah. Get the
limber up
flowing. Yeah. I do remember the first one though. Why is a necromancer never lonely? Because they're good at raising a family. That's a good one. I thought that was
a
really
great one.
I thought that was I thought that was fantastic. I was very happy with that. Is it old school to read the rules? I don't know. Welcome first time chatters, guys. Have you read the book Yellow River by IP Daily? I have not read that. I can add it to my list or at least look it up. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Do you have time to read?
No. Very rarely do I actually get like time to read anything. It's actually very, very rare. Oh my goodness. You guys are dry.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I get it. Yellow
cry.
River, IP Daily. I get it.
Oh,
I understand.
Moose, I'm so sorry. Moose, I'm sorry. I failed you in this moment. That is actually a really good one. I took it literal. I love books. I was like, oh, I will look this up.
Sounds riveting.
It sounds great. Yellow River. It must be gold or something.
That's the fucking the gold rush.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking it was gonna be. Thank you again for the gifted. Oh, is Jay in chat? Hi. I see that it was gifted to him, so I don't know if he's in chat.
It'll usually just gift to like followers. And then it'll like kind of spread out to like anyone who has ever been in chat. Sometimes I get gifted subs for like channels I've like only ever been in like from raids. And I'm like, I don't belong here.
I don't belong. I am stranger. I am the imposter here. I don't think it's old school to read the rules. I think everyone should read rules. Otherwise, how do you know how to play?
Yeah.
I as a developer, I typically pay more attention to rules, I think, than, you know, like the average. Thank you for the sub, Moose. Than like the average person, maybe. I ridicule them and also praise them when they're really good.
I think it's also because I'm friends with a lot of TTRPG developers,
right?
And also I've dabbled in it myself, and I feel like if you're not looking at other rule sets to sort of gain inspiration and see what works and what doesn't in terms of play out and stuff like that as well, you're kind of gonna be behind.
Yeah, I agree in that. Not new gen never reads the rules. We have no idea what we're doing. That's why for
never
things
read a rule in my life.
That's why things like AD&D, we just have Jay do all the work for us.
Yeah. Listen, if Jay asked me to figure out the THACO for something, I would never play on Jay's channel again.
Yeah, you have to calculate your own points. Now I'd be like, I can't. I don't know how to math.
I am so sorry, Jay. This has been a really great run.
He is a godsend, that is for sure.
That's why I'm it's such low effort where I'm I don't have to think.
Yeah.
And when I do have to do basic math, I struggle. So we'll see how that goes.
I do this a lot. You guys don't always see it on camera, but when I'm adding the points, he's like, "Oh yeah, and it's +3." I'm like, "Got it." It's terrible.
Bring up my toes next because I run out of fingers.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so bad. You said you cheated by looking at the rules. So did Marianne. We did.
Well, we were gonna go into this blind.
Yeah.
Was the thing. And we didn't do that. I only read a couple of pages.
I read through character creation because I was like,
okay,
this is the what I didn't check out, which was the occupations, which we'll get into later. What I think is actually a really cool, it's essentially the class system of this game, which I think is really cool. The creator of this, they did a really good job of explaining the difference between a normal TTRPG and what this is, a survival game RPG, because they are different. In a regular TTRPG, it's all about you are the hero of the story, so it's you want to go out and do these really epic big things, but in this it's not about being a hero. It's about getting through the night. Yeah. And
it's about surviving.
Exactly. And
maybe just barely.
Just barely, yeah. And so they made sure to is that Maisie? Yeah. Maisie moo moo, go woof woof. Surprise, the stream is gonna be them reviewing Leon fan art. I did show Korg the fan art you sent me during Jay's stream the other Because
listen, you guys are lucky I haven't pulled up my Leon fanfic and just started reading it out to you and holding you guys hostage. So
maybe that is a stream for future. Is we just read the fan art.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. That's in the pipeline.
I think that would be a great night is we get to bring Leon fan art or fan art, fan fiction, all that. But yeah,
I drink, you have your juice, and then we read fan art. Read fanfic.
This is fantastic. Yes. I like this idea a lot, and we're gonna make you all suffer through it. You're welcome. But thank you guys so much for the hype train. I think that's insane. You guys are awesome. I adore all of you. And I can't wait until you guys get to start torturing my players and I in game. So because there's some fun with I think who redeemed the Horde zombie one earlier.
I think it was Chrissy.
Yeah, so that is I will honor that. I'm gonna write it down and make a note. That the first thing that happens in the game is that a horde of zombies attacks all the
great.
players. Day one.
I had given you a suggestion earlier where I was like, yeah, Here's a fun one for like in the Resident Evil
Yeah.
TTRPG where you can spawn a stalking enemy, like similar to Nemesis or Mr. X.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I can't wait to torture you guys with it. And I forgot in that moment that I am also going to be a player.
Yeah.
Really working against myself here.
Yeah. I mean, I was all for this. So I do have a few different reward things in there, and to explain them all to you guys. Obviously, dad joke. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The release of beasts is my cats. Right now the door is open, so don't redeem that one right now. But because they tend to get naughty because they want my attention. That's always fun. And then name generator is for when, if you guys want to name a character, like an NPC or, you know, a type of zombie or anything in a game. Making enemies, which is is going to be Raz's favorite redeem, I think. Is you essentially give disadvantage to a player or to the GM. And then playing favorites is giving advantage to a player or the GM. And then plot twist is where, if you guys redeem that, I have to throw something at the players that wasn't going to be in this game at some point. And then the powerful Palmer appears. So I named him Powerful Palmer because I thought PP was funny, and Palmer means means a few different things, and I thought that was funny as well. But when so this is such a powerful being that he can cross dimensions into any world. So whether that's Resi or the one-page dice dungeon worlds or anything, and essentially can either curse or bless the players with something, and whoever redeems it gets to decide whether it's a curse or a blessing.
We know it's going to be a curse from Raz, so.
Oh, 100%, and I look forward to that. Let's see. This is why I asked about old rules. Going into anything without reading the rules would shut me down. Chat reflects the streamers, so if chat is awesome, that means you're awesome too. Oh, Cork! Grace from TLG spent an entire stream telling us about a TikTok she saw about mold romance, so fanfic can't be worse, right? Right?
No, for sure not. No, guys.
Not. I'm sure not. No, of course. Hi, Christian. My mic is breaking up a little bit. Maybe just because I'm getting far away from it. Because I'm trying to read.
It was breaking up a little. It's like in and out like it was last stream.
Ugh,
I don't know why.
Poop. Probably my CPU.
Yeah. What are we at? 140% again?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared to look, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see, guys. What is my Can everyone in chat? Everyone in chat, make your guesses. What is my CPU at currently?
117.
Okay. Let's see it in 1 million.
Tiffany's just operating on a charred brick at this point.
Yeah. Let's see, guys. 69%. Very nice, Korg. Very nice. 40%. I wish, Goblin. I wish.
That would be normal.
No, that would be normal. Yeah. It's currently at 96.
Whoa.
So
under a hundo, dude.
Under. For now. It'll probably go up over time.
Are we doing Price is Right rules?
Yeah.
I think Moose wins.
Moose, you are the winner. You are the victor. Congratulations.
You get nothing, but congrats.
You get cows. You get cows. There you go. Moo to you, sir. Moo to you. Tell it to calm down, bro. I wish I could. I wish I could. I took my PC in, and I'm really scared. They're waiting to give me a price yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna have to get a new PC. Yeah. I don't think Yeah, because if it hits over 1,000, my PC is already like 4 or 5 years old. So I think it's time for me to give in and just go get a new one at that price.
Yeah.
Have you tried telling it to? I haven't. Just stop.
That's what I've done when my computer was being a dickhole. I was just like, hey, don't do that. Didn't work. And I ended up having to troubleshoot it for like 2 weeks, and that sucked.
Yeah. I know. I tried doing the whole command thing and it didn't work either. So it's a hardware issue and a software issue, I think. I think there was a surge or something, but it caused all of my ports in my PC to not work. So
it's like motherboard issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it sucks a bit. But oh well, I guess that's part of owning a PC is that they die. They die on you.
It's like either or like what's the alternative, you know? Like
right.
Nothing.
Not have one? Yeah, exactly. I have to have one. Computer is mother problem. It has mommy issues, Christian. It really
mommy
does.
issues.
You paid
What'd you do to the computer, Tiffany?
Well, don't know. I neglected it, I guess. Left it on its own too long. Laptop for gaming needs.
A latchkey computer.
Yeah. Latchkey computer. God. Raz, you paid $4K? That's insane.
That's a lot of money. I think I paid $2,500 for mine. And I've had to upgrade parts since I bought it in 2020.
Okay, well that's at least some time there, you know.
Yeah.
Like PC equipment, they build them where you have to replace them now much more frequently.
Planned obsolescence.
Yes, when I was growing up, we had like the family computer, and I probably took that thing apart and put it back together a dozen sometimes to fix it. But you can't do that anymore. I feel like you have to buy all new parts in order to really change anything.
Man, I had like an old Dell desktop PC. Like that was like the family computer for fucking like 7 years. That thing was built Ford tough, okay? That PC went through a lot.
Yeah, I remember downloading so many, like, was it LimeWire?
LimeWire?
LimeWire.
Really just toss it into the void and hoping for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for the gift, and you're so nice. You give all these people gifts. What do people say? Okay, I'm squinting because I don't have my glasses on. So I'm like, what does it say over there? Probably need to do some upgrades on my computer soon. It's like, every year I feel like you have to upgrade something. Million viruses using LimeWire. For real though. But I fixed it every time. So my mom couldn't get mad. We used to.
My favorite is when you used to download like the MP3s, and then at the start of the MP3, you'd get like, "This is Bill Clinton," and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Damn it! It's not what I wanted.
Not again.
Yeah. My old PC is just WoW server, a compact disc reader now. Dude, I kind of miss the physical medium of games, of like inserting the disc into the computer and having it like spin and load up. Man, my Nancy Drew games are waiting for me back in like 2008.
I had like all of like the Barbie games, like the Barbie detective games, dude.
Yeah,
those things rock.
Those are so good. Do you remember like addictedtogames.com and like games for girls? Yeah. Where are these websites? Why don't they exist anymore? It's very
This is
sad.
like the fall of society, actually, is that these websites don't exist anymore.
You want to know a fun fact? TG, what is the phrase? TMI. There you go. My brain came back to me. When I would get sick, I would know I'm about to throw up when I would have dreams about the makeup games.
What do you mean?
I don't know why, but it was like every time I would, those games where you do like the makeup for like the characters. Every time I'd get sick, I knew I'd wake up knowing I was gonna throw up and I had to run to the bathroom because I'd have a dream about them. I don't know why, but it's true.
Now, we don't have time to unpack all of that right now. That is
right.
so bizarre. I don't think I've ever had like premonition dreams like that. I'm being honest with you, but that is really useful. Convenient, I would say.
It still happens to this day. Over Gary Con, I had so many dreams because I was so sick. I had so many dreams about these games, and then it made me wonder what happened to these games. I was like, I kind of want to play them again.
Like the Barbie salon games.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, I'm cutting Barbie's hair. I gotta wake up and go through.
I gotta wake up. This is gonna be bad. She's got a bob now.
Yeah. I'd be like, bad fashion. Wrong eyeliner.
Those colors don't go together.
I wish I knew why. It's so true. Welcome, sub, and thank you, Christian. Tiffany is the kind of warlock of the back to the makeup game. Hold Barbie's hair so she can puke in the toilet. I don't know why, but it's something. Okay, hold on. So had TMI story about throwing up, guys. We had like the office, right? So that's where the family computer was, and there was a bed in that office, and because there's also a guest room, and I remember gaming like all night on those games, and I was eating. My snack of choice for the evening was the dark chocolate double stuffed Oreos. And I didn't eat just like a sleeve of them. I ate the whole thing. And when I woke up in the morning, I had no cognitive memory of this. But I woke up and got scared because there was a black sludge monster on the bed. And that was because I threw enough. all of the Oreos. So maybe that's where it began.
Do you want me to exchange a throw-up story with you? So in
yes,
solidarity?
Please.
Solidarity. This was when I was like 9 or something. I don't know if you remember, it was the Cheetos or like cheese puffs that used to turn green when you when they got wet.
Yeah,
so they were orange and they turned green. I had those with some, I think it was like mint chip ice cream, and ended up puking and scared the fuck out of my father because he was the only one home with me. And it was all green that I threw up. And he was like, oh my, what's wrong with you? What? I have to take you to the hospital? And it was just because I had these weird chemically cheese puffs.
These weird chemically cheese. You know what? I would be also concerned because I'm sure that was not, back in the day, what you ate wasn't okay. Was not FDA approved.
No. Remember the squeeze, like the different colored like ketchup with like the purple and stuff? Oh man. That's how you knew you were living the high life, if you had a fucking bottle of that in your pantry.
You knew your family came from money.
Yeah.
You had different colored ketchup. Absolutely.
Upper middle class, not to brag.
Yeah. Upper class. So good. Thank you for the solidarity, by the way. I appreciate the support there. Tales from the Toilet. You know what? I actually have a podcast called The Porcelain Palace, and we sit in our bathrooms as we do the podcast.
Is there like a specific like subject you discuss, or
we refer to it as the shit show. So like in the intro I go, "Hey citizens, welcome to the shit show. You've stepped into the Porcelain Palace," you know. And so we talk about everything. Yeah, we talk shit most of the like shit comes up every.
We talk shit, yeah. Obviously.
We talk literal shit every time, like without fail. It has to come up at some point naturally in conversation. It's actually kind of stunning.
You have to have a poop story to like really segue into everything.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, Dan, my friend Dan and I. So me and him actually met because I was a big fan of him on his podcast at the time, and we met because I was a longtime listener and they were aware of who I was because of that, and I had reached out being like, "Hey, if I send you my book, will you do a review on it?" And they did, and they interviewed me and everything, and me and Dan became fast friends after that. And now he left podcasting, and he had like really no intention of coming back until I pitched him the idea of the shit show, and he was like, "I will come back with." He's like, "This is
how could you turn that down?"
Right? He's like, "This is an idea worth coming back for." So it's pretty good. Okay. Tales from the Toilet. True, I get up frequently to have to pee at night. If I am in deep sleep, I dream about looking for a toilet. That, you know, I also have that when I have to pee. I dream about a toilet. And I'm like, Tiffany, you're dreaming.
Sometimes. Yeah, I worry sometimes. I'll be pissing in my dream, and I'm like, I wake up like, oh my god, did I just pee the bed?
Piss myself? Yeah.
At my tender age of 33 years old, is this happening to me right now?
Yeah.
Worse when you're shitting in your dream and you're...
Absolutely. Korg, we do need to make that a hashtag. Puke solidarity. I think that should be trending. If we could can we work on that? That'd be great.
Yeah. Let's get that rolling on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to. Sponsored by Shitty Walk. Worshipping the port. So there's lore to the Porcelain Palace, by the way. And it's like we reveal it throughout each episode, and it's like only if it's relevant. And we actually did an entire episode where we just improv'd as if we actually lived in the Porcelain Kingdom as workers, because we're gong farmers. And if you don't know what that is, those were the people who cleaned out the latrines in the medieval ages and castles and stuff. And so we were role playing that we were gong farmers. And we were just, like, it was a long day after work, and we were in the tavern, and so it was just Dan and I improvising the entire time of like what it was like. It's a day in the life of a gong farmer.
If you were to like, I'm not sure. I for sure did not imbibe at all before this, but I feel like I did. I feel like I'm in a fever dream.
That's my goal in life, is for every time someone meets me, they're just like, was that real? did that conversation actually happen, or was that in my head? Yeah. I am just the figment of your imagination.
You're just everyone's mass hallucination.
Yeah. That's my goal in life. Need to get sponsored by toilet paper. I would love Chairman or Charmin or you know, I don't know, Sparkle or any other toilet paper company to, you know, be a sponsor for the Porcelain Palace. That'd be great one day. You wake up, wonder who the hell shit my pants.
That's my favorite thing to say to people when I'm like threatening them. Like, I'm gonna shit your pants, dude. I will shit your pants. Yeah, that's far more menacing.
The image in my head of that was very interesting. I just imagine you pulling someone's pant, like, grab them by the belt, hold them back, pull, and, like, somehow get in there. And shit in there. Like,
Let me in there.
That was the image that came to my mind right there.
That's
That was what I
exactly
saw.
the image I want. Yeah. That is the
That's
process.
horrifying. It's down the front too. It's not even in the back. It's in the front.
Worst, dude. I hate when I shit down the front.
Isn't gong farming a DCC thing? Like Dungeon Crawler Classics or I mean maybe, but it is a real profession that existed in the day. I don't know. And so when I was googling what we should be, I was like I was like I think gong farmers are like a perfect choice. Dan I think
It's like the Dirty Jobs, dude.
yeah.
That show, Dirty Jobs, dude.
Yes.
Someone's got to do it.
Yes. 100%. That's what it was.
Might as well be you.
Might as well. Leave it to Tiffany to make lore for her bathroom podcast. Dan was like, I don't think we need, and I was like, no, we need to. It's called the Porcelain Palace. We have citizens. That means it's a world. It's a world that exists, and all of our audience members and us are a part of it. So the lore behind the king, just so you know, I did not make affiliate just yet. I honestly don't know how I have subs and bits and all. I literally was like,
I think it's this new thing that Twitch is doing.
Oh, right.
Where it's, you can get like subs and stuff, but there are certain like things that like are like you can't get a payout yet. You have to reach affiliate
until I get
the
affiliate.
Payout. Yeah.
I just was like, what's happening? I don't know, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make sure people can use the points and like things like that. Because that's fun.
I mean, you're gonna get it within like I think you just have to stream like a couple more times and then you have it. So
yeah, I think I have to stream after this just one more time, and I think after today I'll have the hours. So I have the viewers. So
yeah,
I think I have pretty much everything then. Oh my god, what's the rabid bunny thing? That's me. That's me without coffee. What was it? Oh, the king. ADHD brain. The king of the Porcelain Palace is whoever in the kingdom has taken the biggest shit. And so once a year, or I mean, you could probably even contest it at any point. So like if you took a massive dump, you could then take it before the council and before the king himself and be like, measure this. And then
how is it measured? Measured in like size or weight?
There's three. There's the girth of it, there's the length of it, and then there's the weight of it. So like all three categories. And also sometimes color. So if it's super weird colored, that also could like be in your benefit.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I should
go eat some fucking green Cheetos, guys.
I should make an adventure in the world of the Porcelain Palace.
I'm really surprised you haven't yet. Like, that's shocking, given the lore that you've just laid upon us.
Oh yeah, there's specific attendants that work in the porcelain. Like, there's the full hierarchy of the Porcelain Palace that exists in the world, and yeah, I've taken a lot of care when creating this. It's the background for 0 levels. I bet the pay was shitty. I wonder if they have shit-eating grins. Wow. Look at these dad jokes. You don't even have to read.
Seriously. Write this down. Write this down.
Yeah. When someone sits down to poop and has their pants around their ankles, Myriad sneaks in and shits real fast in the pants nest.
The fucking quickest pooper this side of the Mississippi, baby.
Boom. I'm so quick.
I'm so quick.
Damn. I'm gonna go challenge the king. I wish you luck, Christian. This specific king has held the title for many, many years, unfortunately. Not everybody really likes him. And so we're all doing our best to take massive shits in order to get
I like
him
an
out.
upstart though, you know. We need someone.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Christian, now Dan said that we should he said this on the that we should have a post for people to mail in their shit, and I said no, because there will be people who take that literal. I don't want that. But I also
don't open that up, dude.
I also recommended that maybe for merch we would have shit scented air fresheners.
Yeah, for sure, dude. That's great. I think you're gonna get a lot of sales on that.
I think that's a great gag gift. Who wouldn't want that? Just don't take it out of the packaging and you'll be fine.
It's just like memorabilia. You don't use it. You just put it on your shelf. You look at it. You're like, oh, isn't that neat?
I'm glad you're here too, Mandy. Yeah. I came up with the shit lore there, Slithy. I came up with the lore, obviously. But Dan definitely helped shape it. He tells me when I'm going too crazy. He's like, no, Tiffany, just stop.
he molds it with his sphincter.
Yeah. It sounds like a fucked up adventure time. I should make this an adventure. And you all say, and I are nuts. Tim, or wait, no.
It's Tim.
Tim. Yeah, Tim and I are nuts. Listen, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. I'm not real. Is the thing.
It's true. So technically, we are crazy because we came up with you in our mass hallucination. So
exactly, this is all a hallucination. You all are doing some type of drug, and
we're in some sort of psychosis.
Yeah, 100%. Or what it was it Vanilla Sky, the Tom Cruise movie where everyone is in like the pods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just in my dude, dreaming of shit palaces.
You can have a shit golem. Yeah, we could do that. That's a great thing. Zombie horde. Oh my gosh.
Write it down.
Another one. I'm going to write it. So
it's just
those
double.
zombie yeah, those zombie horde redeems are essentially you triggering a zombie horde to attack the players when we eventually start playing the TTRPG. So all of the players now have 2 zombie hordes. This is gonna be a really fun first episode.
We're gonna die so quickly. I hope we better make some characters.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should probably do that just in case.
Yeah.
The king hasn't met me yet, then. That would be a pretty shitty situation, right? Have you talked to a medical professional? You know what? I don't think I've created medical people in the Porcelain Palace world. Maybe we should.
Goop doctor.
Yeah, goop doctor. You guys are talking a lot of crap here. My drug is life. Same. Get high off life there, Slithy. Can't be crazy if you aren't real. I see death in the future. So, for all of you to know, Korg, Myriad, and Sparkles Mandy are all going to be the core players of the TTRPG with guest survivors coming in. So we'll have different people essentially filtering in to the game as like additional survivors. Also, if any of them aren't able to play. I guess better than being called shitty. Sithy. I know, I keep adding the L there. My
Sithy,
brain
it's time
wants...
to change your name.
Sithy, it's now Slithy. I can't wait to die horribly to a horde. Hi, Madonna. You come to say
I heard
hi?
that.
Yeah. I call her Grumpy because she does that all day, every day. She just sits there and screams at me. I mean, I'm excited to kill all of you with hordes, so it's gonna be a really fun time.
Yay.
Shooting for Friday evenings. So it depends on everybody's schedule. So I think Friday evenings, I know those work best for Mandy. But it's just, we have to make sure it works for everybody. Make sure we get a good date in there. But yes, I will be streaming Tuesdays and Fridays. I just don't know exactly what will fall on those days. Maybe other Resident Evil things will fall on Tuesday, because I also plan on playing the games with Myriad there. She's going to coach me through it.
Yeah,
AKA,
that's very loose term.
yeah, just actually distracting me with Leon thirst traps is probably what it's going to be.
I'd be like, wow,
she's
going to
put it on screen.
Why is his ass moving like that?
Yeah. Really appreciate the non-conflict schedule. Yeah, I want to try to make sure that I'm before everybody and I can write into people, and I don't want to take away from all my friends. Have you played the games before? Yes, I have played all of them. Some of them multiple times.
And we can play RE5 and RE6 together if you wanted to do that, because that's co-op.
Yeah, I just
recently played RE6, so
yeah, dude, RE6 mechanics are so buggy with the duel.
Brother, oh.
There's one section when you are Sherry and Jake, and you can't, like, one person just can't be playing. You have to get through it solo and then bring the player back in because it keeps glitching.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gets
the one. It's all the way at the end of the Pierce and Chris section where you're running up the spiral thing after the big creature's been released. Nightmare to get through. Took me and my friend Mortal like 7 tries because one of us just kept dying. It was me. I kept dying. I'll throw myself under the bus.
I'm glad. Yeah, no, I think for that one, that's, God, that game, I actually just tried replaying it recently with a friend, and it was so brutal. It was so brutal.
It
that
is
game's
rough.
hard. Yeah.
And the story's not great either, so it's a little hard to get through on all facets.
Yeah, I like watching people play that one. I don't like being the one to play that game. But I mean, I definitely will play all of Leon's games and Jill's games. Like, I think for sure 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you gonna play OG? Or are you gonna do the remakes for 2, 3, 4?
I maybe we should do both, or maybe we should decide
like maybe compare.
Yeah, like I think
we'll take notes. I'll take notes, dude.
Yeah, I think because there's a lot more material in the first, like in the originals, that I think people don't know anymore because maybe they've just played the remake.
Yeah.
And that's when you look anything up, it's just remake information. So yeah. All right. I think it's time we actually get into why we're here, which is the TTRPG. Yeah, start learning these rules.
Let's talk about poop.
Yeah. We spent a good amount of time on it. Again, it naturally comes up in every conversation. Have you seen the new game Vultures? Scavengers of Death. It's very RE1 in theme and gameplay. I have not. Vultures.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up there, Savage. Yeah. I'm always for new games. I want all the games. Okay, let's see if I can get us in the correct thing. Okay, it looks like it's working. Let's transition us.
Hello, Curtis.
Woo! Hi, Curtis. Yeah, you actually missed the last 40 minutes of us talking about throw up and shit, so you missed out.
Missed out or came just in time.
Maybe, yeah.
Matter of opinion.
Yeah, totally up to you. I'm shocked. I thought you were calling this zombie Curtis for a sec. Okay, now canonically there is
that's Curtis now, dude.
Yeah, that's Curtis. Every horde has a Curtis. It looks exactly like the same zombie, and you just can't shake him. That's the real Mr. X right there.
That's our stalking enemy.
Yeah, it's Curtis. You just made that canon there, Korg. Not much innocence in this stream. I said it's 18 plus in the title. Did I not? It is a great name for a zombie. Fritz Winchester is our Mr. X.
That's the scariest thing of all time.
Oh my god.
Actually. I'd be terrified.
Oh my god. Fritz gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you.
Oh, I don't want him to. No. Just no. Just imagining him in like a Speedo.
Yeah, god.
You know those mods where it's just Mr. X in like a Speedo chasing after you.
That's what Fritz would wear.
Oh.
Thanks for the gifted sub, Curtis. Fritz juiced up on the T-virus is legitimately horrifying. I plan on commissioning some artwork for this. And so I might have to consult Curtis on what Fritz looks like. And give us a T-virus version. Yeah. The tickling feathers. Short shorts for sale in the new lobby. Fantastic. My mom doesn't know I'm here. Please don't tell on me. Okay there, Quinn. Oh man. Okay. Why are we here? We're here to play a game. Actually, we're here to rule the rules of a game.
We're here to learn a game.
And then here to learn a game. And then play it later on. Oddly long hair, vain, and pretty. That's it, Fritz. I don't know how pretty you're going to be after the T-virus gets you. Alrighty. So, just so everybody knows, if you can't read, this is not an official Resident Evil TTRPG. This is a fan-made thing. And I want us all to be respectful that this is fan-made and loved, and this was someone who spent many, many years building out something because they loved it. And so I want to respect that. There are probably going to be things that as a GM I would rather do than what maybe the rules would suggest, but that's because as my own fan of Resident Evil games, I genuinely don't want my players to just be able to kick open doors like we yell at Leon to do in the games all the time versus to go find a key. It makes no sense. Just shoot the lock and open the door. No. I'm going to make you guys. I'm going to make you guys.
Convoluted ass puzzle, dude. I'm ready for that.
Yes. I am sticking to the games. Install my literacy. That's probably fair. So I need to make sure my players are up for that, but I think you guys would be. I think all of you.
It's part of the experience.
Would be. Yeah, exactly. You're here to play Resident Evil, okay? That means you have to do insane puzzles. You have to go back 60 times in order to move forward once. All of that. That's
run out of bullets. You run out of green herb.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
You're frantically trying to loop Mr. X.
Yeah. Yes. This is gonna be the game. I want some of those things from the game to remain true. And I think that's just funny, and I think makes the game more interesting and more like the video game. But anyway, Adam Holmes is and Tortle Games are the ones who made this book. So thank you to them for giving us the basis to essentially create or make our dreams come true of getting to play in the Resident Evil game. So, yay! Yippee. Okay. I'm just going to skip past the forward stuff because that's essentially what I explained. This is someone who loves the games very dearly. So I love flavor text. So this little front section here where it talks about the door creaks loudly on rusted hinges as you push it open. At once, the intense smell of damp and decay stifles your ability to breathe. I love things like that because even if you weren't a Resident Evil fan, flavor text is what gives the players boom, you know exactly what
it sets the tone for what you're about to read.
100%. Yeah. And in the section, it talks about kind of the location, and I think that I'm going to have all of you guys start in Raccoon City. So, because obviously we got to do Outbreak Day.
You have to start at the beginning.
Exactly, because then if it does well and people like it, we can then decide to go, you know, further out and have the bioterrorism attacks all over the
I think it
all
would be
over the
fun to
world.
do like a literally like origin story essentially for our characters and how we get mixed up with, you know, if like we go to like the BSAA or we end up at Stratcom and BSO and blah 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 blah. Or for like mercenaries.
Yeah. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I think I do think maybe we could do when we're creating characters for each of you, that maybe we do that on stream too, because that could also be part of playing into the role playing part then, where you guys actually get to actually play how you create the character. So if you're one of you is a nurse or a doctor or part of the BSAA or, you know, anything like that, we can have part of all of that on stream, so that way people can watch that, but then also give you guys those origin stories. But I love that idea. I think that's really cool. We should do that.
Sick.
Yeah. Is their version of Mr. X is gonna be Mr. T? Oh yeah. Let's see, Mech Boy. I have never seen an RE movie or the RE game, and I'm still allowed to watch. Yes, absolutely. Because we're gonna
be you don't need to see the live action Resident Evil movies. You don't need that.
Stick to the animated. Stick to the animated. They're way better. But no, you don't have to know anything about Resident Evil.
It's zombies.
Yeah. All you need to know is they're zombies. Everything else, the players are going to be experiencing for the first time themselves. Or, like, the characters, anyway. So, because it's going to be Outbreak Day, so you're going to learn all the lore as we're essentially playing the game. So you don't really have to. I enjoyed a good zombie now and again. The tiki drink. I don't know about enjoying a zombie there. You shouldn't enjoy zombies. They're sloppy kissers. Yeah. They bite too much.
Not into that.
There's a time and a place, yeah. There's a time and a place. What? You don't enjoy the live action movies, but they're cinematic masterpieces. The first one was fine. I like that one just fine. But it's everything else. Anything past that. Especially, I'm gonna raise every zombie. Korg, I look forward to that. I look forward to that.
Well, we know who's gonna be trying to fuck the zombies now.
Oh man. Fantastic.
Oh, no.
We need at least one person in every party. At least one person in every party. That's gonna be so good. Okay. Anyway, I will be, I think Raccoon City, the section talks about being able to kind of put them anywhere, either in the franchise or out of the franchise. It also talks about what is a survival horror roleplay. And we talked about that a little at the beginning, which is it's unlike the hero adventure, where all of us are essentially trying to be the hero of the story, to save the day, be these legendary magic users or whatever. Survival horror roleplay is all about surviving. That's it. Like, your goal is to get out alive. And I mean, your backstory can offer some more depth to that. Like, you know, you can maybe want to stop the spread or find the cure or do things like that. But at the end of the day, the job is to get out alive. Core says, listen, I can fix them through the power of love. Sure, buddy.
Yeah. See how that works out for you.
You can certainly try. I will never stop a player from trying anything. I think that's fantastic. So if a zombie takes the biggest shit, is it the new king? Potentially. Potentially, Sithi. Like, that is 100%. a possibility in the world of the Porcelain Palace.
But then you get into the whole, well, isn't a zombie's like intestinal tract frozen because it's no longer alive? So how would it take a shit?
Yeah.
Seems unlikely.
I do have a dad joke that talks about guts.
Lay it on us.
No, someone has to redeem.
Oh, so
can't use my material for free. It's gotta be paid.
You're so right. Damn it.
Oh, there you go. He's like, now I gotta know. So, why do skeletons not fight? Because they
don't have the guts.
Have no guts. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. See, I'm remembering some of the ones that I wrote down. There's some of the, but I'm so upset. I don't have my notebook. I literally wrote down like 20 or 30 of them because I was like, I feel like this is going to be the most redeemed thing out of all things during a chat. Hooking up with zombies. Wow, you can be the Fritz of this world, Korg. Wow,
Fritz
Korg.
You want to see in the world.
Well, wow, Korg. There's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for you. We can make a half sister. Dang, that pun made you sound like a real bonehead. Good one, Korg. But what's a stormtrooper's favorite store? The one next to the Target.
Write that down. Write that down.
I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. I might steal that for a later redemption. That one was good. A few half sisters and you're labeled for life. I think that's fair, Curtis. I think that's 100% fair. You sleep with your half sister, and you will be marked for life. Even just one, let alone a few.
Yeah. I was gonna be generous and be like, okay, like maybe one. That's a little okay, whatever. But like,
no,
more than one seems to be a pattern.
I don't care who your father was. You got daddy issues. I get it.
You got to start asking who their grandmother is, what part of town they're from,
right?
Who their cousin is. Like,
yeah.
There are ways to mitigate this risk.
Oh, Bella! Thank you for the follow. Have a good dinner.
Enjoy.
And this chat keeps it in the family. My heritage is so proud. All right. We see you. I swear I was following. You're totally good. You're totally good. I'm just happy you're here. I appreciate it. I miss you. We need to get you in more games. That's so much work, Mir.
Well, then you're going to have to be labeled the half-sister fucker. I don't know what you want me to do here.
There's one
A or B.
Right. There's two options here. You got to pick one. All right. Back to the game. I love the derailment. Okay. So, it's a D20 system. This game does utilize on an occasion a D2 and a D3, which I think we're just going to use the D6s as like the alternate for those, like it suggests. So, if you have, like a D2 as an example, then 1 through 3 is essentially 1, 4 through 6 is 2, and then you divide the D3 by the 6. So, enjoy the game. Thanks. Thank you, Curtis. Thanks for stopping in.
Hi, Curtis.
This will primarily probably be Theater of the Mind. It does mention in the section miniatures and maps. But I think only maybe in combat would a map really be necessary. And that's maybe. But I think Theater of the Mind, and then using some graphics to showcase like some of the zombies or a puzzle or those things is probably...
Yeah, I think like puzzle would be like where you really like do like props, quote unquote.
Right. I'm gonna have to up my art skill like real quick.
I also think for like in terms of like Theater of the Mind, especially when it comes to combat, if the combat is simple, where you can be like, yeah, I point and shoot, you don't really need to know where you
Right.
are on a map.
No.
You know, as long as you, like the GM can tell you, yeah, you're within shooting range, or no, you're not.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much what it's going to be. I will make maps for you guys of buildings, right? Like if
Mhm.
you guys find a map, you guys will have an image of the map, so that way you guys can reference it,
Mhm.
to and mark it up and do what you guys want with it to help
Oh, that'd be
with.
so fun.
Yeah, well, it's because puzzles are going to be like
Yeah.
some of them might be location based, so I'm going to have maps for you, that you guys can mark up and do stuff like that on them. And essentially a lot of this is going to feel like the video game where you guys are going to have physical pieces that you're going to be interacting with. Some of them are going to be visual, where you're going to have to, like, you know, I'll send an image of a key because later on you might see a marking of that later down the line, and it's easier if you guys have a physical image for that. Um, I would like to try and use Myriad's character as a human shield. Can I make a contested athletics check? I mean, to be fair, I
You
think
can
that's
certainly try.
Yeah, I was like, I think you use your movement to stand behind Myriad, sure. If you wanted to shove her towards the zombies,
I'm about to make
then.
the beefiest character just because I don't want that happening.
You instantly turn on each other. Episode 1. I now have to run 3 separate games for each of you. If I'm playing, oh wait, here, Kurt. I wouldn't get sideways with Miriam. She's a killer. Uh, if I'm playing the equivalent of Fritz, that's less of a threat than you think.
That's true. Yeah,
We
your
need
character
a
might
rolled
like
up
that a little
newspaper
too much.
emote just for Korg. I'll work on that. I will get a rolled up newspaper emote for Korg. just, just for him. That'll be Korg's emote for the stream.
I do think like having like a map for like the players to mark up could be really cool, especially like marking it up in character.
Yeah,
Which is like something I don't know if you've played Dead Island 2, like the new Dead Island 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Each of the so this is something me and my friend noticed because we were playing the co-op, where each of the different characters labels the map differently. So there are different like ways that they mark it up. There's little notes that they put that are different from one another. And that would just be a really cool thing for like in character to do.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's awesome. I would have to I know there is I think there's an extension for Twitch where you can have people draw on things, or I feel like there has to be a whiteboard or something like that that you guys could utilize to mark it up, and then just figuring out how to showcase that on stream.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out. That's a good problem for me to solve. But I do, yeah, that was one of my things that I really want to get for you guys, is one character art of your characters once you guys actually make them, because I feel like that's, a fun part of it is getting to see yourselves as your characters, and then also getting a map for all of you guys. So you guys can mark it up and do what you want, just like they do in the games, like they keep notes and stuff. Jay plays the Fritz of my Champions RPG superhero campaign. Oh gosh, I would love to see that. I'd love to see Jay as Fritz. Everybody keeps bonking me with things, and I have no. Poor Korg. We're gonna have to get you a helmet. You'll have to get a helmet to wear during streams, just so you don't get brain damage. Korg is a good sport. He is a very good sport. I think he likes it too, so it helps. I think that works. It works both ways. All right, back to game. Stats and values. There's so essentially each stat, everyone starts at 10 for each of the skills. So let me just move over to the actual thing because that's easier just as a visual versus me talking about it. So everyone starts at a 10 for each of the skills. So that's firearms, close combat, strength, agility, healing, awareness, stealth, survival, command authority, persuasion, empathy, and a few others like knowledge and systems. So everyone starts at 10, but then they have 10 points to disseminate amongst those skills to be better proficient or anything. And essentially, it's a 1-for-1 scale. So once you're past 11, it's just 1-for-1 regarding the points. So versus like D&D, where normally it's like every 3 levels you get a +1 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty simplified in regards to that. And I think the highest you can go is a 18 in these, I think it said.
Looking at it right now.
Woo, woo, woo. Where did it go? I know I read it somewhere. I know it's here. I know it.
I wonder if you can, because like I see like there's like negative modifiers. So it's like, can you remove from that 10 to gain more points?
Correct. Yeah, it's just like a point system in 5e, where you can make yourself worse at strength if you want to be a more like intelligent or charismatic individual. You know, it's the same rules in that. I do know that you can't go below, like you can't have further than 7, it says.
Okay. That makes sense, because then it's like useless. You're just a useless person.
Your negative is gonna become way too strong. They got the regenerators in this game. Well, potentially.
They could.
I have access to all of the various creatures and things that exist in the Resident Evil games, so you know, I look forward to torturing all the players.
It's the worst enemy, dude. The worst fucking enemy.
Dude, it's once you get the scope though, in like the remake, they have like that scope that allows you to essentially it becomes like tedious. You're just like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers. These guys. Yeah.
You're just like looking through the scope and you see them in a bag. You're like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, dude. Also, in that one room, spoilers, everybody. There's where they have like the 4 pods of them. I realize that you don't have to kill all of them. You just have to kill the one.
Yeah, with the wrench. Yes.
Yeah.
But also it helps you to kill all of them, because if you take the little the quest to have to go back and kill like the big one for the merchant, it helps that you have already killed them, because that's 3 less you have to deal with.
Yeah. I thought it was because I would throw a grenade.
Oh, and then they would just break, and then they would be
free.
Then
and I was like, oh god, because the clicker, or no, not what was it? The other enemy that's in that area. I can't remember. It would, as one of the zombies or something would get in there, and so it would be following me, and I threw the grenade to kill that. Boom, and then now I had 4.
Live and you learn.
I live and I learn. Yeah. You have access to all the Resident Evil enemies, so you have access. Yes, I do. I would have access to her. Asking for a friend though. Are you? Is this friend named Korg?
I guess you should be friends with yourself, right?
Yeah. So my time in the RE universe would just be me going, I'm gonna pet that dog.
Pet that dog.
Yeah, gotta be friends with myself.
They're
gonna
just a
pet
little
that
baby
dog.
Doberman. They're good. They're little
They're fine.
babies.
They're
Yeah,
fine.
don't worry about it.
Harmless. Harmless. You know?
Toughest motherfuckers in the game.
Yeah. So the stats in this section too are actually really what I think is really cool. They're all really based off of your class or based off of like essentially your career and your backstory. So who you were before the outbreak, that is what's really should determine essentially what your stats are. Because if you're a medical professional, unless you were like you grew up on the range type thing where your family would own and have access to guns on like a regular basis for you to practice shooting, you probably won't have any knowledge of firearms, right? So you're going to take a lower stat in firearms.
Unless you could say you're like a medic in like the army and then you transition. You know, you can make it work for your backstory. If you really want that, you have to make it work.
Exactly. And I genuinely really like that that it works with itself because you have to know that you have to actually have the knowledge in order for it to make sense in this world. It's not just, oh, well, I want to dump stats and be really good at this thing. It actually has to work with who you work for, what you've done, what your story is. And I think that's really cool. I wonder if they have an unemployed loser class. I do think unemployed is one. But that's not to say you don't have hobbies. You know, maybe you're a knife collector or you used to do taekwondo or something, and so you're really good at like melee fighting.
You have a katana collection, and you like really like fedoras.
Yeah, I like it. One of the cool things about this is like the two stats system and knowledge. That's all 100% based off of what your backstory is, because systems itself is not like a base stat. It's a specific type of system that you know. So whether that's like driving vehicles or using technology or machinery, it's that particular system. It's not all systems. It's just one particular or like maybe two particular systems that you would be familiar with because of your background. And the same with knowledge. It's unlike where you can make a wisdom check or something and just know something. This is very specific to what you would know, like on your in your history profession, as a resident of, like, maybe some of you were visiting Raccoon City as like your player characters, and like you have one of you who's from Raccoon City. Well, that one person would have knowledge of Raccoon City. Like that would be a specific thing for them to use their stat on. Of resident of evil? Yes.
One might say these residents are evil.
Evil. Roll the hell out of some dice. My lady tips fedora before stabbing zombie. My prior job shall be Reddit mod. I mean, you probably would know some coding or some, maybe. I don't know.
This was also in 1998, though, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Reddit didn't exist yet. 1998. That was the year I was born.
You could say you were on, like, the X-Files forums. Don't say that. Relax.
Relax. Chill.
Easy there.
It's easy.
Or don't say that. Relax.
Relax, chill. Or the Cliffy Clavin of the zombie world knows a lot about worthless trivia. You know what? You were on a game show. And,
you were really rude to get onto Jeopardy, so you were like studying.
Right,
never happened.
Yeah, never happened.
Sorry, bud.
Oh, gotcha. I'll make sure to keep the date in mind. Was born in 1988. Oh, Korg! We got the same year. We were born in the same year. Look at that.
Infants.
That was a good one. You know what's funny? You said that, and on the stream chat it said, "Clip TR Nichols' best moments." I think Twitch was like, no, we need insane infants.
Infants.
Infants feels old. I'm sorry. If it makes you feel better, I am a figment of your imagination, so you made me this age there, Sithy.
It's like I was in kindergarten. I couldn't be hanging out with a baby. You know, it's weird.
It's weird. Yo, 98 gang. Woo! Hashtags.
Oh my, a manager of a Blockbuster Videos character would kind of go hard, not gonna lie.
Oh my god, hell yeah. That's a
You'd
good
be like the manager
one.
of a Circuit City, dude. The radio
Yeah.
shack.
Heck yeah. Okay, all you miscreants gotta go. Wrapped up work. Now it's honey. Do time. What?
Honey do time. For... Honey do this.
Honey. Oh, got it. I was like, honeydew, like the melon. Great to see you. And congrats on your channel.
Bye, Curtis.
Thank you, Curtis. Bye. Have fun with your to-do list. Radio Shack would be MacGyver status.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly, what was his name from Stranger Things? The boyfriend of Miss Wheeler? Bob?
Oh, Bob?
It's Bob. Yeah. Dude, OG. Like, he was great. Fantastic. Like, MVP there. 100%. Other survival knowledge is from watching horror movies at work.
I think it would be really interesting to have, like making a character where you're not making setting aside the fact that you're about to be in a zombie apocalypse. You have no knowledge of that. Right. Make a character that you think would exist in 1998 and make them truly and honestly and see what skills you could apply.
Yeah.
To make them useful.
Exactly.
I think it's a good it's a good brain thing. It's like a good little exercise.
Yeah, I think it kind of forces you not to metagame or to min-max your characters because it's all about, like, what do? You're caught off guard. Unless you work for Umbrella, which was the medical company that essentially started the whole thing. For those of you who don't know, they're a pharmacy, or like what is the term for a pharmacist, but a company. Pharmaceutical, thank you, company. Yeah, where I'm an author and I know words.
That's what the internet's for.
Exactly. Pharmaceutical company, where essentially they were doing, shady things, and creating these viruses from a mold, that they had found, I think, in, like, Africa. And so it was all to heal people, but it kind of also went messed up in Spencer's mind, and essentially created the zombie apocalypse and a bunch of bioterrorist weapons later on down the line. But if you work for them, like, that's your background, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have knowledge and you're gonna have some insider information that would give you maybe an up over someone who was working at a video store. But I think everyone, even at Umbrella, was surprised and blindsided by this.
I think that, like, there's, like, if you want to work for Umbrella, yes, but it's not like you were working, like, closely with, like, William and Annette Birkin,
right?
No. Like, you wouldn't have knowledge that, like, Albert Wesker was working for them. Spoilers, guys.
Yeah.
Like, like, you wouldn't have that knowledge. I think, like, still being, like, realistic of, like, yeah, you could have been, like, an intern. You could have been, like, a receptionist for Umbrella, because, Umbrella was a janitor for Umbrella, because Umbrella was they employed a lot of people in Raccoon City because it was the home of Umbrella was Raccoon City. So that's where it was based out of. So it wouldn't be beyond the realm of possibility that you did work for Umbrella. It's just making sure that you're not, like, making your character like this very important person who would know everything.
Yeah, when it actually happened, like, the outbreak, it wasn't even planned. It was 100% by accident. So even the Birkins weren't really fully aware that it was going to happen. It was like this desperate measure to maintain, like, he wanted to keep the formula. Like, he didn't essentially want it stolen, because it was essentially going to be taken and sold to the highest bidder, and he was like, no, this is mine.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm the one, and it's interesting because the outbreak actually started before the events of the outbreak, like, where we know it to be in Resident Evil 2 and 3. It actually started back in Spencer's mansion.
Yeah, so it's like the outbreak started in September, but
Yes.
it had been brewing since like July.
Yeah.
So you had like all of these months leading up to it.
Right. They had it had gotten essentially there was an imbalance in some of the medication that they had been using the T virus in to help cure rare diseases and things like that, and that's why in the city of inside the city of Raccoon City, like, we saw the outbreak happen with people who had been bitten or anything like that either. It was kind of like three things happening at once, I feel. There was the exposure that came from the mansion. There was the exposure of the lab essentially going to hell. And so all these creatures that they were making and all of that also got released because of that. And then also the medicine had essentially in the sewers, and like there was so many things.
Yeah, the
all
water
at
supply
once.
literally got
Yeah.
poisoned, essentially.
Right.
Well, and
Yeah.
also it's because like, and I don't know if this is specific to the remake or the OG RE2, but like the reason that Leon chose to work for Raccoon City was because of the disappearances that were happening months prior, which was because of the wild dogs and everything, and that's what the STARS team was deployed to investigate and everything.
Right. Yeah. So there was so much happening all at once, and it was kind of just like the perfect storm. And so it doesn't matter who you work for. It doesn't matter what your backstory is. This is a surprise to you. Like, this, what happens in Raccoon City, no one could have predicted. It was just all hell broke loose, and it was just a shitstorm. So I think regardless of how you guys as players, or any of you in chat who want to play this game and create characters and things like that, I think it's important to remind yourself that you are a regular person living, or whatever, you're living in 1998. You have no idea about the storm that's about to come, and now the next 24 to 72 hours, you're essentially just trying to survive.
Remind me, Tiffany, to send you, when I was writing my Resident Evil fanfiction, I came across this video that basically was talking about how the infrastructure of Raccoon City played such a huge part in how it spread. And it talks about it in like real world terms, and like how it happened and how it could happen, like if Raccoon City existed like today. Remind me to find that video and send it to you, because it's very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I would love that. I think that would be such a good reference video. I'm definitely going to restudy up. Like, I'm pretty good about the timelines and everything, but I want to study up so that way I can do justice to the game and everything. And that way
it talks about how like there was like only like one bridge out of Raccoon City, and how like at one point it got like closed down, which like created like this really awful like funnel system.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting.
Yeah. I think it's the I think it was Markiplier. Yeah, it was Markiplier who I was watching a playthrough of when he was playing the remake. And he was just like, whoever made this was like, whoever built this city, this infrastructure, utter genius. if your goal was to confuse everyone who entered this city.
Yeah, dude. I think literally I had like a line in like my fanfic about that, like especially like when you get into the sewers in RE2, I think specifically the remake, where it's like the chess pieces.
Worst part.
The chess pieces where like the character's just like, this is the most inefficient infrastructure I have. How did this like manage to uphold for so long?
No one knows. No one knows. I think the infrastructure of Raccoon City should be studied. Should be studied. I want to actually, if I ever get to meet the developers, that's going to be my first question. It's gonna be like
why did
who
you
designed?
make it like this?
Yeah. Did you guys actually study, like, look at a city structure, or did you just
and
go
you
like,
said, we're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
They looked at how, like, actual cities are designed, and they said, we can't do any of it. We have to make it worse.
Yeah, way worse. Not functional. And that's okay, and that's why they nuked the city.
Yeah.
That's why they dropped the bomb. Was they were like, you know what? No one wants to be here anyway. No one wants to be here.
This shit sucks.
let's just see
it
you
never
back
happened,
in a second.
actually.
Yeah. All right. God. So they give us an example here of like a character sheet and everything. And the thing that I absolutely love, and this is how you know they're a fan of Resident Evil, is the slots. Is the inventory slots.
Mm-hmm.
Because finding that pouch, finding those extra slots in Resident Evil is like the best moment of your goddamn life.
Oh my god.
You're
that
like,
feeling.
You're like, I'm
That's
high.
a high you'll ride for
Yeah.
a while until Mr. X comes and gives it to you.
Yeah. Till you start hearing those feet stomping.
Yeah, like,
but
fuck.
yeah. brief moments of happiness. We have to hold on to those. It's the small things. Yeah, it's the small things. But those extra slots, because you're like, the number of times you're like inventory full, you want to die. You want to die because it's so miserable having all your slots taken.
You're
all
doing
the time.
like mental calculations of like what you can get rid of, and okay, if I go back to the storage, I can get rid of this, this, and this, but that means I have to walk through the liquor hallway to get back here.
It's never worth it, and it's never worth it because when then Mr. X is also in the liquor hallway, and now you have to run, which then triggers the liquor.
A train ran on you, dude. It sucks.
Yeah. You're like, bang, oh, and then like no. Leon's doing his like little limp thing that he does.
Faster, Leon.
You're just begging him to run and stop taking the hits. Yeah. You're like, come on, my boy. But yeah, no, the slots though. I was just like, that's genius. Yes, this is 100% Resident Evil fan knowing their stuff right here. It's the slots. Because now as a GM, I get to reward you guys with that moment of finding the extra pouch.
So good, dude.
And then you get to fight over who gets it.
Yeah. That's when we start turning on each other.
Inventory management. Yeah. The moment there's only one pouch.
Tiffany, I'm going to be right back. I have to go potty.
Oh, totally good. Totally good. Oh, man. Yeah, Korg. I know you haven't... I don't think you've played the games yet, but inventory... It's the thing that everyone dreads most in these games is trying to be like, la. Oh no, are we being abducted by Jay? Crazy. But yeah, inventory management. You're like, okay, I have to solve this puzzle, this puzzle, this puzzle, and they're in this order. But that means I can't because I'm gonna have to take something from that. I can't keep an herb, or I can't keep I can't keep ammunition. It becomes a difficult choice. It's very, very tight-ended there. But, Jay, how are you doing? I have to get some emotes. I'm gonna definitely make a newspaper for Korg so everyone can whack them. Yay, I'm glad you're doing well. Today's a good day. Oh, I do have an emote. What is this? Is that GG? Is that what that says? I'm blind. Yeah, GG.
It does say GG.
Twitch gave me an emote, apparently.
Said, here you go.
Here you go.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, apparently. They're like...
Kitty emote.
Yeah. They're like, you went one stream without an emote? What's wrong with you? We're gonna have to fix that. Got terrain ready for Thursday. Yes, everybody. On Thursday, we are going to be over at Lord Gasumba's channel. Myriad, myself, Amanda, Gianna. Yeah, we're all going to be finishing out the adventure from last Thursday, which was a very, like, 4-pepper spicy, I would say.
Yeah, dude.
You all need to go back and watch the VOD on that one because, wow. There are so many good one-liners. We need to clip that whole video. There's so many good ones in there. Yeah.
You're on one, I would say, all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I don't know what was in the water on Thursday, but we all were drinking it. Yeah, the T-virus. Except it just made us say very inappropriate jokes all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was great. It was great. I loved every second of it. All right, welcome back. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I want to do I don't have the shout out thing yet, but I do want to shout out a few people who are in chat. Everyone, make sure to go check out Korg's channel. If you haven't, streams a bunch of different games, like Raft, and I don't know if you finished Outer Worlds. Was that? Yay! Best mod ever there. I don't know how to do it.
It's / shout out, and then you do the person's user.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be a cooldown, though, in between. We'll see.
Right. We'll find out. And then Sparkles Mandy as well. Awesome. Does a bunch of, like, different D&D stuff. Showcases off her awesome little zine that she's been making, which has different things of all sorts of nerd stuff in it. And then also sometimes plays Call of Duty, Stardew Valley, all very cool things. And then, of course, the one and only Lord Gasumba, Jay's channel, who does Greyhawk. So make sure to check all of them out. I mean, I think most of all of you here already know Jay. So but if you don't, there's a shout out, Jay. I hear I will have a quote of the month in it. Yes. Yes. Mandy was telling me about that, and I think you absolutely need to do it, Jay. I think that's actually hilarious. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. NMS. What is NMS? Do I know what that is?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky! I do know. I love that game. I have probably about 2,000 hours of that game.
Jesus.
You know what?
Before or after he fixed it.
It was, part of it was, a lot of it actually was before, because I got the game the day it was released, and I played a lot in it, and then I played through a lot of the updates as well, and then I unfortunately in the last 3 years I haven't had as much time for it, but I still like to play it. It's like my cozy little game that I like to play on my PS5.
And then I was Stardew for me. Stardew's my cozy little game.
Yeah, I love Stardew too, but my PC's broken. It sucks. I hate playing on the Switch. I don't like playing it on Switch. Thank you, Myriad, for doing the shout out for Sparkles.
Following Mandy, I'm so sorry. I suck. I'm really bad at following people on Twitch, guys. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. It's okay.
It's mostly because I feel like I always follow people.
Right.
Like, I think there was one person who I was friends with. Like, I spoke to this person every single day, and I wasn't following them on Twitch, but I would always click from their Discord onto their Twitch whenever they announced it in Discord. So in my mind, I was following them.
I understand. I totally. I thought I was following Anna for the longest time, and then I realized I wasn't following Anna, and I was like, I need to change this. I need to change this immediately. What is on there? What is that?
That's what?
What Christian posted? What is wiggling?
A butt? Sick?
Damn. That ass, though. What'd it do? That's incredible. I'm blind because I don't have my glasses or contacts in, and so I just see this thing going on the
Wiggling?
screen, wiggling. It's wiggling and jiggling. Okay, back to the game. We've made it so far.
We've made it 7 pages.
So far, guys. So they have like a little description of an example character too, which is like this pretty lady right here. Kind of looks like Claire a little bit, but like older, more scarred maybe.
Yeah.
So an example character sheet for Jenny Lee. Jenny works as a nurse at Raccoon City General Hospital. When the zombie outbreak occurs and the game begins, the character sheet contains everything the player needs to know. Based on her appearance, stats, values, stat modifiers, defense scores, the profiles of her weaponry, and her current health and items. So you can kind of see in here, it gives like a little idea of who this person is. And if you look over here, like the knowledges, this is what I was kind of talking about, is when you're using knowledge, like this score over here, it's based on, you're only essentially allowed to make those rolls when it's based off of one of the things that you're knowledgeable of. And the same thing with the system stat, it's down here as well. So like only during hospital systems, medical equipment, that's when she'd be able to essentially use the system stat, which I think is really, really, really cool. But I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. But we'll definitely get it on stream so that way you guys can. And I think we'll maybe do individual. So we'll have one where it's just you, just Korg, just Mandy. So that way you guys can really focus on your characters and your backstory, and we can kind of role play and do some of that.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do like group first off to kind of get like an idea, and then do like the individual ones to really build them out more.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do what everybody wants. I'm just so excited that I have people who want to play. I think this is gonna be so fun. Okay. Spending points, we already kind of went over that. Point restrictions. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, there is no stat value that can be reduced below 0. And no stat value that can be increased above 18. And which makes sense.
Got it.
Because otherwise, I think it's going to be too hard. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're at a 0, already at a 7, you're at a -2. You know what I mean? Like, you're essentially going to cancel out. So I don't even know if I would want you guys to go below like a 5, because I think that would just be so damaging. Unless you have like
unless there's like an actual like reason.
Yeah.
I think also like if like something happens in game that puts you below,
that's
that could
different.
Be interesting.
Yeah, that's different. But to start, I think it would be really hard if you guys went down to 0. I think already having a negative of 3 or 4 is going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korg, it's going to be so good. Yes. Myriad is going to be playing.
I am.
Yeah. I think I'm keeping, like I said earlier, a little bit of a tighter cast on this first like season or whatever, because it's my first time running a game on stream where it's, you know, I'm managing everything. It's a lot different when I was doing a game on Jay's channel, because Jay is in charge of the streaming. He's keeping track of everything. He's making sure it's running smoothly. It's hard
to produce and run at the same. I did that for a year, 2 years, where I produced and ran games on my channel, and it's a lot, but I think you're gonna do great with it.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, especially when I get my PC. I think it'll be fine. I don't think I could do it with just my laptop. I think I would die.
And luckily, you have a good community behind you that if you need help with something, we can all help you out. So
yes, no, I feel very, very lucky that all of you guys are so very kind, generous, and helpful in all the ways. So I feel honestly coming back into streaming, you know, the last time I streamed was like 4 or 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt very different than it does. I was always very petrified before I went live every time, and it was like very damaging to my mental health, I feel, because it
Yeah.
was like all you could focus on was the numbers and things like that. But coming into it, now I'm just here to have fun, and I have
Mm-hmm.
amazing people who I get to talk to and play with, and it's just all about having a good time. And I'm less
Yeah.
worried about the numbers and just more about the fact that I have a community that is going to support me, and I appreciate that, versus it feeling very segregated and isolated like it did
Yeah.
back
I
then.
think that's like the
Yeah.
big thing because like I always told myself, and not that I wasn't having fun with streaming,
Mhm.
that's why I haven't streamed in a while.
Right, yeah.
It was just like I'm having fun doing other things.
Yeah.
Um, and like I also always told myself in terms of like the number stuff, like if I start focusing in on the numbers and like that severely impacts like my mental health, like
Absolutely.
we gotta pull the plug on that because like there's no reason that like you should be looking at like numbers on social media
No.
or anything else and like weighing your own personal value against that.
Right. Yeah. I think as a social media marketing was like my job before, like doing writing full time and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But I think you know, getting to the point where I was doing it for clients, I think allowed me to have some separation mentally from
Hmm.
numbers, because I treated it differently. It wasn't necessarily connected to my own worth, it was connected to a part of a job. And so
Yeah.
now I can look at my own numbers on my socials and be like business oriented and like more of an admin state of
Hmm.
mind and more tactical about it, versus it being like, why did only 30 people like my post, or why did only 50, or
Yeah,
whatever it is,
dude.
like, yeah. And it, I don't have, my self-esteem is not wrapped up in what I do, really. And I
Hmm.
also, the fact that selling books, right, you get rejected all the time. Like, it's like a cup of tea. Not everyone likes fantasy, not everyone likes horror, not everybody likes your like first person, not everybody likes present tense. Like,
Hmm.
there's always like people like their thing and the way they read and their type of books and stuff like that. And kind of getting used to that rejection, I think, has also really helped my
Yeah.
self-confidence, because I take my emotion out of it a bit, and despite it being my soul that I'm offering on a plate for someone to buy, um, I think
It's
that,
like because like for the most part, most of the
yeah,
time, it's not personal, you know.
right, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so it's like
yeah,
I feel like we're in sort of like an age where people take things so personally all the time,
mm-hmm,
where it's like sometimes it's just like I just don't fuck with that, or I
yeah,
just that's just not something I want to like devote some time to.
a
Like in
hundred
terms of
percent,
like different types of like content and everything.
yeah.
Um,
Gotta right the mindset that it's not about
mhm.
you, really.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's
It's,
like that's so hard because like we do live in
mm-hmm,
an age where like everyone's like me, 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 me. And like, I think we're all
absolutely,
sort
yeah,
of guilty of that at certain points, but it can definitely be detrimental when you start to take those things to heart when
yeah.
you kind of just take a step back and be like, hey, this has no impact on my value as a person.
Yeah, I actually just had a conversation about that this weekend when I was at an event. I was talking to my one of my friends about this, where it was like, they were feeling a little dejected, and I
Mm,
was like, why? It's not. You have to know that it's not about you. It's about their own opinions and their own preference and their own taste and stuff. Like, I know it's hard because our work is us, because
mhm.
it's an artistic thing, writing. I
Yeah.
always say my readers know me probably better than anyone in my life,
Mhm.
because they're getting to see into a glimpse of my mind and the way some of my traumas and
Yeah.
my things that I've lived through. Um, but I you have to separate yourself from when you're creating versus when you're selling, because those are
Mhm.
two different things. Like, when you're creating, put all of the emotion in there. That's when you need to have your head to be in the thing, your heart to be in the thing. But when it comes to selling it, you're now a business owner, and you have to write the mindset of like, I'm here to sell this thing because that this is how I want to make a living, not because
Yeah.
I want to sell my soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. I haven't streamed since the pandemic, and I had to take a short break before every stream. Shot. Oh my god, I'm blind. Take a shot before every stream to calm my nerves. I understand. Yeah, like you gotta do what you gotta do to calm yourself down. To whatever.
I would when I first started streaming like D&D like on other people's channels, I would have myself a beverage because like I have like really bad social anxiety. And it's just like just to calm my nerves because like I always felt like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be the weird guy on someone's stream being awkward.
Right.
Like, let me mellow out a little bit. Now I don't need to do that because I'm like 33 years old and I'm a little bit more like in tune of who I am as a person, but
yeah, emotionally mature.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. For me, I have, you know, I have stage fright, and luckily mine has been exposure therapy. Because of having to go on like stage in front of people over and over and over and over again. I still have the anxiety peak up, but I just tell myself, I'd be like, Tiffany, stop it. Knock it off.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Yes, I just tell myself that. I'm like, get over yourself. You're fine. You're not gonna die.
Yeah. It's like you think you're way more like awkward or like weird than people genuinely do. Most people aren't even like paying attention to you half the time, you know? It's like
right. Yeah. For me, I know I'm weird and I know I'm strange, and I just lean into that. I am who I am.
Yeah.
And people either will like that or won't like that, and that's up to them. And I can't take that personal. Because I don't like every personality either. You know, there's ones that don't.
There's many people who I interact with, and I'm like, I never wish to have this happen ever again.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that I just kind of remind myself of that. It's all marketing, so you might as well write what you want. Exactly. Write the book you want to see in the world. That's what I always say. As long as you like what you're doing, that's what matters, especially if your income isn't relying on it. Absolutely. If it's still to the point where this is the thing you just enjoy, it's the hobby, you have nothing to fear. Just put all the passion into it. You know, don't let your head, your anxiety, any of that impact it, because there's nothing that should weigh on you for it. You know, it's just about doing the thing, be passionate about it. You always seem so great when role playing. Yeah, Myriad. Greatest role player ever.
Sithy's been with me a long time. Sithy's been with me since before I even started streaming on my own channel.
So, oh my goodness.
Sithy has seen me through the years.
Man, the OG right there. I'm an old
You're old guard, dude. You are.
Well, we all need people that are there, you know, and I'm glad you've stuck around there, Sithy. All right. Determine total HP. Your stat value of 0. So health points are used to represent a character's level of injury and good health within the game world. It is a measure of how much damage a character can suffer before succumbing to their wounds and falling unconscious. If a character's HP is lowered beyond a certain point, they are permanently killed. That's right. No resurrection. No coming back. Ya gone. Ya dead. As such, keeping your HP high is crucial in order to stay alive. In order to determine, it's a roll of 2d6. That's so little.
Well, and then, so the player takes this combined score and then plus 5, the result for the final total.
Still, though.
Yeah.
That is
but it also depends on how much damage do the creatures do as well. You know, like if they're doing a point or two of damage, that's not so bad. If they're doing a load of damage, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Some characters may receive extra bonuses to their maximum health due to character creation, such as those granted by their profession, history, residence, etc. So there are opportunities for health to be increased higher than that. And Korg, we were talking about this a little earlier. It depends how you die. So, I mean, the T virus does weird things to people. So you might not just
also,
come back as a zombie.
the T virus is like zombie. Like you get bit,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
come back. So it's like if you get bit by like a T virus zombie, yeah.
Yeah.
If you get impregnated by the G virus creature,
Right.
you're gonna be a weird little guy.
So it all just depends. It all depends on how you die. Or like what happened to you previously.
Unless, of course, we are Ethan Winters, in which we become mold person.
Mold.
And are unaware that we are dead.
Yes, that is also true. That would be interesting. I don't think in Raccoon City that's around yet, but perhaps in later seasons, there is an opportunity for mold to be a thing. And so essentially you are alive, or, you know, alive as a living mold person. But you look the same, you sound the same, everything about you is the same, but you're actually just dead. Ethan, run it back.
Ethan, walk them down, winners.
Yeah. Man. Also, can we talk about the face reveal about Ethan? Like, split second. They had an opportunity for a really nice shot of Ethan Winters and, like, give us a full... No, they're like, boop, done. Like a flash.
I don't even know that I really mind that, to be honest. I kind of like the faceless. Plus, I love the fan art people do of him being, like, shrouded in shadow. I enjoy that.
I think that would have been, if they would have just kept it that, absolutely. But they did this, like, like
can you miss
quick, moment with him. And I was like, oh, no. You either should have just kept it a secret and just, like, continued to let him be the faceless guy, the faceless daddy. Or you had to have given him the proper showcase, because I feel like the flash was just a little sad, because everyone was able to get a screenshot and we were able to see it, and so all it did was, like, do him a disservice. That guy went through hell and back for his daughter. Mold person named Moldu.
Truly, probably the best Resident Evil like protagonist, I'm going to say. The lengths that he went to with no training.
Right? Yeah.
Dude was like a software engineer from California or some shit.
Right.
Think of a software engineer from California, everyone. Get that picture in your mind. Now put him in Louisiana in a really fucked up hillbilly fucking mold house. They're not surviving.
No, he died instantly, actually. He died instantly. And then 2 games went on, and you didn't know you were dead until the end.
Yeah, really fucked up.
It's pretty crazy. But I love his story. I think at first I was really skeptical of number 7, because it wasn't one of the core people, and it was vastly different than
it changed the formula for Resident Evil for sure.
100%. And so I was, like, really skeptical of going into 7. I was like, this is gonna suck. This is so stupid. This isn't Resident Evil. You know, like, they essentially just switched everything. They changed everything. But then I played it, and I was like, no, this is genius. And I think it was probably the best decision they made.
I mean, if they did another Resident Evil, like RE5 or RE6, I think that would have been the end of the franchise, to be honest.
We would have never gotten Requiem. That is for sure. Nope. We would have never gotten that game.
I mean, because, like, if you think, like, Grace's whole gameplay is based off of Ethan's gameplay.
Yes.
So, and I think having 100%. That change from, like horror, like, as you're playing as Grace, like, that kind of psychological horror, and then going into, like, the survival horror with Leon and, like, the back and forth, I think that's, like, really a great way to show the strength of Resident Evil as a franchise.
Yeah. I do think it's probably my favorite game in the series now. I've played it quite a few times. I was very obsessed and focused on playing that game. My goal is still to 100% that game at some point. But
hell yeah.
The hardest part is going to be within 4 hours, the speed run. That's going to be the hardest part for me. I'm not a very fast player, but I think the part with Grace, why it was so horrifying, was because even Ethan, that 7 was so scary. It was scarier, in my opinion, than 8, despite that 8 has that whole, like, giant baby fetus looking thing that chases you in the dark. Dude, it's horrifying. Or, like, the creepy dolls. But I think 7 was far scarier because of the fact that he was so inexperienced and you didn't have a weapon for, like, the first half of the game. And it was just a scary house that you were essentially... Oh, no, we lost Myriad. Oh, no. Do. See if we can get her back. Where is she? Where is the thing? Not that one. There we go. Wow, we went a long time, guys, without there being any issue whatsoever. So, she's not there currently. I'll keep this open, though, for when she pops back up. Oh, there she is. Hi! Welcome back. I was like, we went a long time without there being any issues. Oh no! Here it begins again. Oh no. Okay. So, Myriad, what you have to do is you have to exit out of the thing. Exit out of it completely. Like, close it out. And then sign back in, like, a fresh... Like, you're brand new. So, yeah. Because otherwise, it's you're going to see, like, 1 million of you. Oh no. We were going so good for so long.